All right, so to start designing the interior of our geodesic dome, you'll need some things. You're gonna need a ruler, pencil, sharp knife, one of those blocks of wood that we used earlier. If you don't have a sharp knife, you can use a steak knife, something that's serrated. That means it has kind of like the sharp edges on there. And you need your big piece of paper and your geodesic dome that you built last week. All right, so step one is to take your big paper and fold it in half. We don't need the whole thing, it's a little bit too big. And by folding it in half, we should, in theory, make it exactly 12 inches. So your geodesic dome, in theory, should fit basically right across from here. All right, right across from here. So what you want to do in this situation, the geodesic dome is not perfect. And so we want to mark one side as a reference point. So I would just kind of shade it just a little bit. That way you know when you set it back down, you set it back down into the same spot. All right? So get your two flat edges, making sure that they're basically on the side of the paper. Hopefully yours fits. And then very, very carefully hold your dome, don't press too hard, and I'm going to trace it. I'm going to trace gently each side. Because you can't really see that so much. I'm going to trace here. Don't let it move. Very important that the dome stays still. Trace there. If you need to trace the ends, you can trace the ends, but mine, I guess that side can be traced just a little bit. All right, so you basically have a very light outline. It doesn't have to be exact. Also, forgot to say, you need your styrofoam. All right, so you have 4 long chunks of styrofoam. I'm gonna zoom my camera in to show you what's going on next. So, what you need to do is mark the thickness of the styrofoam. So what I'm going to do is, I know this is where I started, and that was that first one that I marked, so I'm going to put a little number 1 here. And what I'm going to do is, the side of the styrofoam, I'm going to line up, I hope you can see that, with the pencil mark, right on it. All right, and on the inside, I'm going to trace a line all the way across. So now I have the thickness of my foam core board, okay, the styrofoam. Then I'm going to go to the next one and do the exact same thing. All right, be careful so it's right on the line, and on the inside, you draw a line. I'm going to do it to this one. Make sure the outside is right in the right location. Let me get on the center of my video. Right there, draw a line, and I'm going to do it again on this one. Make sure that line is right there with the styrofoam. Hold the styrofoam straight up and down, and draw a line. And what I'm looking for is that intersection, all right? The inside line crossing. The inside line crossing, and that's what I want. And here's that first one. I'm going to go ahead and mark this number 2. I did not draw this one, so let's draw this one carefully. All the way. I'm going to draw the next one. Get the outside of the styrofoam right on the line. Draw a line. Draw a line. And we do that 10 times. And this one was right on the edge of the paper. And then what I want you to do is mark those intersections. So put a dot right here. Put a dot where that inside line intersects with a nice clean cut. I'm going to put a number 3 here. Put a dot number 4 on this wall, put a dot. Number 5, put a dot right where they intersect. Number 6, put a dot. Number 7, put a dot. Number 8, dot. Number 9, put a dot. And 10-sided shape has 10 walls. Alright, so that's what I do want you to do to kind of get started with. Cool. And we will let that go, and I'll show you now how to cut your walls.